All right, it states that I am live on the tube, baby, and I'm trying out a HD camera here and a microphone that I just bought, so hopefully everything is good audio-wise. It shows it all on StreamYard, which I've always just jumped into a StreamYard stream, never really conducted one myself. So this is kind of like a trial and error thing, showing off a couple things I've pulled, get some comments and stuff. We can start today by Target dropped Donruss blasters for football, select basketball hangers, and I believe select hangers for football. And yes, select hangers for football are still coming out. The trick to those was it wasn't for delivery. It had to be something you could pick up at the store. So it might be stores that have stuff on back stock from when stuff shut down, or that have already gotten stuff delivered to them, and they ended up using that stuff for basically pickup only. The select stuff was also a red card, but that sold out in like 10 seconds. So I'm just assuming there wasn't a lot of it. And then the other thing is going to be the Donruss football. And sorry if you hear that in the background. I'm not sure if you will or not. But the other thing is the Donruss football. There was 50,000 blaster boxes that they released. I was able to get 3. You could add up to 5 in your cart, which I thought it was 3 or 5. I didn't want to. Sometimes you can scroll past it, but if you try and submit it, it can kick it back. I was just trying to complete, the checkout, because that's always the trick. You may get it in the cart, but you can't check out. And if you can't check out, you're not going to get it. Now you have to keep hitting OK, confirm, OK, check out again, confirm, back, forth, sometimes for 4 or 5 minutes before you can get anywhere to where you can actually purchase the product. I did get something that stated that I purchased it, and then I move forward. And then the one thing that they say you can't do is go back in and buy again. I was trying it anyway. Again, it's a red card exclusive. I also added something else to my cart. Cheap. It was like some healthy snack bars or something, just to see if I did get it in, does that throw it off? At that point, it was already sold out. There were waves coming, because you could continually add it to cart, but it would show like nothing available at the same time. So they were throwing up waves of those blasters, and I think that's to try to help the regular person get stuff. We can only assume that. Who knows? But it's whatever. But lately, I've been opening some stuff up here in the house, just because even my drops outside of here at the Walmarts and Targets haven't been that great, and the product of the new pricing, a lot of it is not appealing anymore. Like, there's still Prism baseball sitting at my Walmart for over a week. Prestige barely moves. It moves because it's newer football. Obviously, Donruss football is in select, move very quickly. When Bowman Chrome comes out at retail, it'll move very quickly. Any type of mega boxes and things like that, that type of stuff. But so I was opening up hockey, and I ended up getting my first Lafreniere. And this card is super clean. It went straight from card to top loader to pack, or to penny sleeve to top loader. But something really cool. I've wanted one. I opened a couple other megas, never got one, and I had 2 megas left. That was one of the things I went into and opened, so I opened one of those up, got that. I've also been opening some Mosaic football from last year. I got a bunch of leftover stuff still. And I got this Pete auto, obviously not the greatest auto, but an auto nonetheless. Then I also got a Jimmy G Genesis out of one of my packs. So that's cool. It's stuff sitting in my house that I look at all the time. I like to open stuff. I'm very few things I just hold and just like, oh, it's going to be worth a bunch of money in 5 years. I can't let this sit in my house for 5 years. And if I do, it better be worth $1,000 or more. And I'm not willing to rip it based on the cost. I mean, back when I first started opening this stuff up, this was my first Scripps card, this Jalen Hurts, and I've always wanted to send it in to get graded, but with the grading cost, it's not worth my time right now, even in an SGC. And then here's another Genesis Kyler that I've pulled before that I've kind of been holding on to. On the back of these cards, are notorious for lines, and I've seen a lot of these cards graded PSA 10s with these lines on them. So I'm assuming that doesn't matter because it's a flaw of the card naturally. It's not a defect in just one specific card. I have been in a few breaks lately also. This is the best card out of a break I've got so far. This Trey Lance in your pants to 49. Gridiron rookies. These look really nice. Even with the sticker on them, they're not an eyesore like they are on a lot of cards. And these are a thicker card with a little bit of texture to them. So they're really cool. I really do enjoy them. Trying to move some cards. I've sold some cards on eBay recently. Got my Jacoby Brissett's out that I picked up at a show not too long ago. These are all, you know, silver rookie prisms, since he's going to be getting the headline there. And just in case he goes off, those got to be ready to go. I bought them to flip them, not to keep them. So Jalen Hurts stuff's out again. Trying to think of other stuff I really want to move right now. Christian Kirk went off, pulled some stuff out, some Teddy Bridgewater stuff. Here's a cool Kamara jersey card rookie that I got. I got this out of the first mega box I opened of Donruss 2018 when I was trying to get a Mahomes. I bought 3 mega boxes. The second mega box I ended up with the yellow and red Mahomes, which I might have around here somewhere. But that was one of the cards I ended up with way back in the day. Let's see here. So I'll show you some other cooler cards I've really never shown anybody much. I got this Casey Mize Bowman First Chrome, numbered to 5. Need to send that in to get graded. Card that I probably should have already gotten rid of a long time ago, but here's a Clinton Frazier to 5 also. Doesn't have the Bowman First because that time they weren't putting the first on that card. Ronaldo right here, it's super cool. I really like this one. It's red, white, and blue prism. Not sure how well that camera's picking that up. It's one of the things too. I'm doing this video to try and get an idea with the camera. See if I want to dive into a new laptop with a better camera. Do I want to just add another camera to this? Because this is just one of those little Logitech HD cameras. It's okay. It's not as clean as other ones, but you know, I just wanted to see roughly what this is going to look like and sound like at the end of the day. So I decided to go live because I've never even done live. All right, so right here we got a rookie impact Tatis from Leaf. This is a 1/1 blue, and what's funny, look at the back. It's hypnotized. You walk into that and you're in another plane. Isn't that fantastic? But I don't know how to value this. I mean, somebody told me it could be worth 400, could be worth $1,000. I honestly think Tatis is the best player in baseball when he's healthy and playing. Of course, healthy and playing is synonymous with being a great player because, I mean, look at Aaron Judge. When he's healthy, yes, he's one of the top probably 10 to 15 players in the league. And when he's not healthy, he is nowhere near anything. So it's just one of those things. Here's a fun card too. Jameis Winston. All right, this is Jameis Winston's first professional sports card. And this is when he was drafted for baseball. So this predates his actual rookie card, which I have right here. This Contenders, this one's hand numbered 2 of 2. And this one was from 2015. And this card is from 2011. 4-year difference. Okay. This is his first card. And what's funny is a lot of these Jameis Winston cards for Bowman were not autographed. There's only so many of these autographed. This one's to 199. I don't think there was a parallel below it, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a bunch of these that are blank, and then people autograph them, and then they're authenticated. So if you're buying one of these in any future time, make sure it's not an authenticated signature, that it's actually, you know, one of the ones that states that it's by Bowman, 4 Tops, and it's an agreement, blah, 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 blah. But this is interesting because this was his first signature, realistically, for a long time. But, like, here's the other Winston. And I know he didn't have a great week last week, had a great week the first week. His cards didn't go up like they're going to. He's a good quarterback. I mean, you're talking about a team that may make the playoffs this year if they keep playing the way they did. And they're probably going to give the Bucs fits this year, because anytime an ex-player comes in and plays the Bucs for the most part, they give them hell. They just do. I don't know. Here's another cool card, flawless Patrick Mahomes MVP Ruby. Again, another card from a break that I received. This card, the last one non-graded, which if you're grading one of these, first of all, there's 20 of them. They come encased already, so they really haven't seen the light of day. Nothing should grade honestly less than a 9 to 10, based on that information and being so limited. I think there's one on eBay right now that's graded PSA 10. They want 2,500 for, and they're like pop 2. I'm like, there's only 20 of them. Okay, so maybe there's only 2 of the 20 that are a 10. Cool. But at the end of the day, it's still whatever. You know, it's the game. The team that drafted Winston. Ooh, let's see if it's on the card. Because this is the Aflac. So this is the perfect game thing. So these are all the young stars that come in to the league. Let's see if it shows anything on the back of it here. One of the best pure athletes in the class. Winston's top-level multi-tool talent, took both sides of the ball. And he's also a premium quarterback prospect in football. He throws low 90s, blah, 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 blah. Offense, Winston, nationally two-way player. Perfect ranks Winston number 5 nationally on two-way players. So I guess at this time he wasn't drafted during this card. He was just one of the top athletes coming out. I think at that point he might have decided he was going to play football and maybe didn't get drafted. I want to, for some reason, think that maybe the Padres drafted him. I'd have to go back and really look right now to figure that one out. It's a good question, though. Really good question. Here's a couple cards. This is one of my favorite Tom Brady rookie cards, and this is the metal. Let's try and see if I can get any glare off of this. Okay, the Tom Brady metal. There's only one variation of this card in the set, and it's a green border in the background, basically considered the kind of the gray. And this is a foil card. And foil cards, obviously, we all know back then, they tend to chip. And the condition on this card is rough to come by and in a very high condition. And what I like about the card is he's in his Patriots uniform. It's a cool looking card. You can easily see him. I hate all that Michigan stuff that they have. Can't stand it. I don't have any value in it and refuse to buy any of it whatsoever unless it's so dirt cheap that I just can't refuse. But I really like this card. It's, like I said, very hard to find in good shape, let alone it's Fleer Metal. Who doesn't like any Fleer Metal cards? It's one of the more popular brands. It just, for some reason, this card hasn't like overly caught fire. Obviously, it's Brady, so it's got value to it. But, you know, everybody wants the Topps Chrome or the Bowman Chrome, the Bowman SPX. And even the SPX card to me is boring. I mean, this card has at least flair. It's shiny. It's got that wow factor a little bit to it. Here's a card I pulled way back in the day, the old Bo Jackson rookie card at 88. Now this card is very, very, very well centered, sharp. Again, straight from pack. Because buying boxes of this stuff and opening up, chasing one of these and/or Vinny Testaverde at the time. So that was super cool. Let's see here. Here's my Patrick Mahomes I was talking about. My red and yellow that I need to get graded. I pulled this out of one of the mega boxes that I bought at the time. This is my only Patrick Mahomes rookie card, and it's a pretty decent one. I really like it. But I got one more of those mega boxes left. They've like quadrupled in price, and I'm like, I don't know if I can open it now. Here's an interesting Derek Jeter, just the foil card that everybody likes. This one I pulled as a kid. I still have it. I have a sealed box of this, actually just sitting on the other side of the table here underneath this section, and well hidden. I can't open it, even though I don't have much of any value into it cost-wise. Just knowing that, yeah, I can pull one of those. I can pull 0. I can pull 2 out of a box, maybe 3. They're worth like $5,000 or more right now, and they're only going to continue to go up because people keep opening so many of them. There's a place, Just Rip It, here in Florida that goes live on YouTube and Facebook. It's a fun page to watch. The guy's a little kooky, but they're fun to watch, and they sell sealed graded packs. Usually they sell other stuff too that they rip open there, but they'll sell it per card within the rip, and people pay very good money because they're buying very, very big cards. Yeah, that and there's some other boxes here, adventures that I have sealed also. I have a 92-93 Stadium Club basketball jumbo box, and in a jumbo box you get 2 beam teams, and that's the rookie year for Shaquille, and then of course the beam team that everybody likes with the Jordan. You get 2 beam teams per box. A year and a half ago, I bought that box for I think $109 with free shipping on eBay. And this was when the boom first started. I started triggering back. I'm like thinking about Shaquille O'Neal and his rookie cards, because it's basically junk wax, most of his stuff, even his Topps Gold card. You could buy Topps Gold sets. You could buy Topps Gold team sets all by themselves. There's a lot of them. But the Beam Team, even though it's an insert, I think is his rarest rookie card. Especially since it's an insert and it's so nice and people like them so much, that I think at the end of the day, that's going to be his big rookie card behind the trade card out of Upper Deck. And the trade card, yes, there's a bunch of those too, but you can't send that in to get that card anymore. So that card is now basically extinct, where the regular Shaquille O'Neal Upper Deck card, you can still pull out of a box. You can buy a box and pull one of those, pull 3 of them. But you can't get the trade card anymore. You can get the #1 draft card, but you can't get the trade. As well as he had a couple other things where you have to send away, I think the Skybox, you had to send it away and you'd get a set back of the rookies, and that was the only way to get those cards. So those are the type of things you have to look for like Shaquille O'Neal type rookies for them to do it. Way back when I first started doing this channel, sports card wise, outside of fishing stuff or whatever, I pulled these 2 Joe Montana rookie cards out of the same packet. And you can go back and watch that video. And what it is, I bought a bunch of packs from a guy on Facebook Marketplace. I went and met him at a gas station, and I was looking at the packs. And I'm like, I think these might have been reopened. They might have been resealed. The guy's like, listen, I've had these since the 80s. I don't think the guy that I bought them from did that. You know, he was a card shop, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you'd be surprised. So I said, listen, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I think they've been opened and resealed, but I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you half the money that you're asking for, no questions asked. If I pull Joe Montana, because I'm going to open these up on my YouTube channel from my channel, I'll pay you the rest of the money. So I opened it up, and lo and behold, I got 2 in 1 pack. And I still think the packs might have been searched, but they weren't looking for Joe Montana at that time. They were looking for Walter Payton, Terry Bradshaw, and those guys. So if you go back, that's really the main guys. What's interesting about a Joe Montana card is if you look at the back of it, okay, this card's after 2 years of playing. So technically, he could have already had a card made, and they didn't make a Joe Montana. So that just kind of gives you the idea that maybe Joe Montana wasn't the guy they were looking for at the time these came out, and then maybe somebody opened them and resealed them, knowing that it's super easy to do as a wax pack. And if something sits in somebody's closet for so long, it's going to look sealed. I mean, that just makes sense. I understand that. And I understand where it comes from over time, where people have a hard time really disseminating whether a vintage wax pack's been open or not. And I know they talk about the creases and blah, blah, blah. But if something's been smushed for so long, it may look great. You just really never know. The thing that was giving it away for me when I started looking at previous videos of other people opening that year Topps is the way the cards were collated in the pack. Halfway through the pack, they would like flip over, and these cards weren't flipping over. But I don't really care. I got 2 Joe Montanas out of 1 pack, and I think I ended up with 15 or 16 packs at the time. Those were by far the 2 best cards. I got a couple of Dwight Clark rookies also out of that. No Walter Paytons, no Terry Bradshaws, like those other big guys that you would assume to see in that. I did not get at all. So that was weird. Let's see. No, it was basic collation. So when I was looking at other people opening fresh packs from a sealed box from, I forgot the name of the company that grades a box or packs, then wraps them, and then they're in like a cellophane with like a label on them. Found somebody had opened up a box of that looking for Montanas. And basically the collation started with the card on the back not being face up. That first thing, and every once in a while that would happen, but it would be like 1 or 2 packs in a box. And then the center of the cards, they would literally reverse. to where two of the front of the cards were facing each other. They weren't like upside down or anything. And mine weren't like that. So I was just assuming that they were obviously searched for Montanas. I think it was like the third pack I opened in the video. I pulled the first Montana, like, oh boy. And I pulled off the side and I started just to finish the pack. And there's the second one. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I was like, I have to call this guy and be honest with him. And I've had people tell me, oh, this is fake and set up. I was like, listen, I would love to have fake some Joe Montana rookie cards, but I didn't, and I ended up with them. And they're in very nice condition. I don't think they'll grade a 10. I think one might 9, and the other one will probably be an 8. But, you know, until I can get a decent price to grade, I'm holding these anyway. I'm going to grade both. I'll keep whichever one's a better grade, and I'll probably sell the other one or trade it for something else I want even more. And that's the idea, at least, behind that, because I didn't expect to get one, let alone 2. But, you know, hey, Troy, if you're still listening, can you hear me okay? Does everything sound good? Am I too loud? Am I just right? I'm just curious, or if somebody can let me know. I got this new microphone over here, and I'm just trying to figure out if it's good where it's at or if I'm not talking into it right. Also, here's my good luck charm lately when I've been opening stuff. Good old Joe Boo here from Major League. You know, you make sure you don't drink his rum because he'll light you up. And this is like my good luck charm. I kind of keep it in front of me, and I'll rub my pack on it sometimes before I open it. And I've been doing pretty good lately. So Joe Boo's he's sticking around. You might have to get a second card to him just to have one nice and done up good. Okay, thanks, Troy. I appreciate that. I'll let you know whenever I can grade them. I'm not going to send them in at 150 to grade. Just right now, and I mean PSA I know sells for the most, and I know I was listening to Neo and Dakota earlier, going back and forth the whole debate about SGC and BGS, PSA. I still think BGS is a better protected slab than the other two. SGC is a better slab also. Like what I said in their comments is, which one of them grades better than the other? And the answer is they all pretty much grade about the same, to be honest with you. Like we're relying on other people to give us their opinion on something. And with this newer group of people coming in and grading cards and not knowing history of the cards they're grading, whether just running into modern and then they see a vintage, or they run a bunch of vintage and see a modern, how do they know what they're doing? You know, what type of teaching did they do? And when you hear like PSA saying we'll never subgrade a card like a BGS, and it's because this is what they do. So I'm a PSA grader. Ooh, Joe Montana rookie card. Now they may give this one a little more special love, and they're gonna look at it. Yep, corners good. You know, 8, centering 8. You know, edges 9, surface 9, average grade, you know, 9 or whatever. That's what they do, and then they push it along and move it to the side, and goes to either the second guy to just confirm that, and then they move along with life. Where like a BGS, they take this card, they type this into a system, they go through the process. Just like, I don't know if you've seen transparent grading with what Pittsburgh's been doing with the company that he's a part of. There's a lot of detail that goes into that, and it speaks to their name also. Now they have a long way to go to establish anything great, but they're doing a really good job. They're being upfront, and they're teaching you how to do something at the same time, which everybody else, you know, what Ziggy likes to say, the guy behind the curtain. And it's very true, because what makes some other person determine how well my card is versus another card prior to that? And it's just one of those things that boggles my mind constantly. Like I can't get over it sometimes, and it drives me nuts. What's going on, Ryan? Yeah, Troy, at 150, I mean, like the Trey Lance I got, even at 150, I mean, unless he comes in and lights it up, it's not worth me sending in to really grade if I want to just try and flip it. You know, at this point, Trey Lance is the future of the 49ers. Why would I really want to move that? Everything he's shown has been very good, if not great. And Jimmy G, unfortunately, I have a Genesis over here of him that I'd like to sell. I think he gets a raw deal. Yeah, he got hurt, and maybe he's injury prone moving forward. So Trey Lance is your next guy up, and if that's the case, then you're just going to have to just go to the next plateau. And it's just one of those things that I'd rather keep that card instead of just flip it. I know a lot of the other guys we see, it's all about flipping, but my mentality is so much different than a lot of other people because I find value in cards moving forward. My enjoyment in some of these cards aren't like forever card. They're until I get tired of it or want money or want to retire or pass something down if I want to do that. You know, at the end of the day, I just see a continual, think of it as a stock that's going to just continually go up over time. You know, you're not worried about it falling off. Like, I'm not worried about Joe Montana OJing somebody and his card worth nothing. It's not what I see. I see basically arguably one of the best, if not best, quarterbacks to ever play the game. And, you know, it's just one of those things that at some point, honestly, Joe Montana's going to be worth way more than he is now in the future because there's so much more information that people haven't got about Joe Montana. Because when's the last time you saw a special? You're talking about a gap of generation of kids right now that have no idea about Joe Montana. They see some highlights for 10 seconds and they're like, "Oh, yeah, great quarterback." You know, they see Tom Brady now. And what Tom Brady's done is remarkable. You know, but Tom Brady's done more with more than what Joe Montana did. Even though Joe Montana had a Jerry Rice, the surrounding people around him, your Roger Craig, your Ronnie Lott, your Dwight Clarks. Can you name any more people other than that were on the 49ers at that time? So you're talking about like 4 guys ran an entire team and won championships. That's just kind of crazy to think about if you really put it in perspective. But, you know, it's, again, my mentality is a little bit different than everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with making money in this hobby. And there's nothing wrong with flipping into better stuff. And what some of these guys do is so much harder than you think it is. And there's so much more stuff on the backside that go into that. And it's stressful for me. Like when I go to a show and I'm like, I'm going to try and flip something, I get stressed out. I just want to go have fun. But that's what I like to do, though. Yeah, I know, Troy, you have to sell a few. I mean, I just recently sold my Christian Yelich Bowman Chrome First Auto. And, you know, I thought he was going to really take off. I'm looking at it now. Yelich's never going to be a Hall of Famer. He might end up having a couple more really good seasons. There might be another pump to have sold at that point. But at this point, I see him at a plateau of his career and then a downfall. And he's not a Hall of Famer. He's the overall increase of his card, in my mind, no longer has the upside that it was when I was prospecting like you do in baseball. Because baseball is about prospecting. I mean, like, right, look at Mike Trout. Mike Trout's pretty much in the middle to latter part of his career based on health, because he's getting hurt a lot too lately. And then, you know, he's going to be chasing records. Does he even play as long as a Pujols played? You know, but he's also a guy that can retire right now and make the Hall of Fame just because his WAR is outrageous. Like super outrageous if you go look at his WAR. And one of the things I like to also talk about is when you flip over a Topps baseball card and you see red. And I'm not talking about games played in red. I'm talking about stats that matter. And you see it multiple years or that stack all around. And at one point I did have an Albert Pujols card here recently because I was just looking at stuff like that. I might have messed around with it. But on the back of that card, I want to say it might be over here. Yep, here it is. And I don't know if you're going to be, no, this is microscopic reading, no way in hell. But this whole section right here, for a 7 to 8 year stretch, he led the league in multiple items that you're lucky if one guy ever leads it in his career that's considered a great player. And Albert Pujols does not get the love that he deserves because he fell just outside that window of when the huge boom really happened with sports and the market. And, you know, down here where I'm at in Tampa, basketball is not a big deal at all. Nobody cares about the Heat. Nobody cares about the Magic. We're pretty much baseball, football, and hockey, and that's it. And I don't understand the prices of basketball and why they're so high compared to other sports. And I know they play every day. One guy can make the biggest difference, blah, blah, blah. Baseball, they play every day too, and one guy makes a hell of a difference. You have the right guy on your team like a Mike Trout, or even now Wander Franco on the Rays. When he's played, go look at his numbers. He does something every single game. The guy doesn't strike out at all. His hand-eye coordination's stupid, and he's super young. I don't see right now a downside outside of injuries for him. But I think also you're going to see more people injured and very rarely playing a full season anyway, because everybody's very sensitive about the player. So they're going to protect them. So they'll put them on a 10-day, give them a rest. They don't care. You know, in the grand scheme of things, it may look like a guy's injured a lot because he gets injured 3 times a year and is on a 10-day disabled list, but, you know, and he misses 6 games. Okay, just consider that a break. As long as he's playing at a high level the rest of the year, it doesn't really matter. So it's just when you're on those long or, you know, half year, quarter year injuries, and they're consistently happening within 1 to 2 years, you never get a full season. Realistically, then you have to really consider the long spanned outlook of a player. You know, Aaron Judge is a perfect example. This year has been his least injured year past since his rookie year, and his numbers show that. And it'd be interesting for him to get a full season in after this one, because that's really what's going to determine, does this turn into something normal, or is he just Giancarlo Stanton all over again? And that might be what he is. But all right, guys, just wanted to pop in, do a little broadcast, test out this video camera, test out this mic. Maybe I'll get with one of the guys soon, jump on a live with them, or maybe interrupt one of their feeds for fun, jump in, get a little bit of contact. I will be going out to probably a Walmart tomorrow morning to see if anything hits. Ours have been really weird lately. We're just mainly looking for Donruss football. And maybe something else pops up. We're hoping Optic just shows its ugly head all of a sudden, but I don't see that happening for at least another week. But all right, guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Again, getting closer to that 1,000 subscriber thing. I want to do more of these live broadcasts and, you know, have some fun. Hey, how you doing there, DJ Rose? I'll probably see you tomorrow morning, or at how many? I don't know. We're a few hours away. We're good. Amount of hours away right now before I'll meet up with you, probably in a parking lot somewhere. Thanks, Troy. I appreciate you watching. Again, it's just this first time doing this. Want to see how it worked with StreamYard, since I've never done this before, and I just wanted to try and play with some of the tools on it. But all right, guys, y'all take care. Hopefully, I can end this thing properly. See ya.